Hello, how you doing? Look, on the menu today we've got this here. Look, we've got some shrimps or prawns, whatever you want to call them, shell on, garlic, ginger, butter, chili. It's outrageously beautiful. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. So you can see we've got our prawns or shrimps here. They're not massive. They're not too small, but they're not massive. But they're a nice size. I've taken their heads off and cleaned them out where they needed to be cleaned out. What I've got there, that was 1 kg with the heads. So let's probably say that's about 800 grams now. We're going to put a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice and then 2 teaspoons salt and pepper. And you can see that I've got a glove on because I'm going to go in and we need to mix this up just very gently. So I've got 2 cups of bell peppers there, a cup of celery, a cup of white onion, 2 teaspoons chili flakes, you can adjust that if you want, tablespoon each of chopped garlic and chopped ginger, and butter. There's about 50 grams there. Let's get moving. So you're going to need a wok or a skillet or something like that. Something fairly large because there's quite a lot of shrimp or prawns here. I've got in there 3 tablespoons of sunflower oil, which we're heating up. We're going to drop in first the garlic and the ginger. And we're going to cook this for like 60 seconds or so. If we get a little bit of browning on it, that's fabulous. So it's just starting to brown a little bit, and what we've done is really infuse that oil. Let's get that 1 cup of onion, the 1 cup of celery, and we're going to go for 2 more minutes stirring pretty much all the time. We're on a very high heat, maximum heat you need. Fabulous stuff. Next up, we're going to go with our prawns or shrimps, whatever you want to call them. We've got salt and pepper on there and that little bit of lemon or lime juice. And for this size, like I say, these are not enormous. They're not tiny, but they're not enormous. We're going to stir fry again, high heat, for 4 minutes. So we're 4 minutes in and you can see that the colour has changed. We've gone for that kind of more familiar pink. We're now going to go with the 2 cups of bell peppers. And you've seen the bell peppers, the onion and the celery all cut really nice and small. Chili flakes to taste. You could add more if you wanted. If you don't have chili flakes, you could be putting some chili powder in, or cayenne pepper, and adjust it to how you want. And we're going to go for another 3 minutes, which will give us about 7 minutes total time of cooking the shrimps or the prawns. Keep it moving. That is excellent. Okay, we're nearly done. What we're going to do is we're going to take that big piece of butter, drop that in. To that also, I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil. Gives it a lovely, nice, nutty flavour. We're going to go for 2 to 3 more minutes, melt all that butter in. Nearly done. Absolutely fantastic, really good. Off goes the heat. I'm going to go over a little bit of cilantro or coriander. If you wanted, you could be putting in there, let's get a bit more in. You could be putting in some green onions or some fresh chilies, up to you. Look at that, wow. And there you go, that is a plate of goodness, absolutely wonderful. Hello, how you doing? Look, we're going to make this little dipping sauce today. You're going to be glad that you're here because this is absolutely delicious. It's really, really simple to make. And yeah, let's get moving. Okay, so look, I've got half a cup of vinegar. Now I'm using cane vinegar. You can use something different if you want. 1 cup of soy. I'm using a light soy. Tablespoon of chopped onion. About a teaspoon of garlic. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Fresh chili, as much or as little as you like, thinly sliced, and then some brown sugar. Just got like a teaspoon of that. You could adjust all of this, by the way. All we're gonna do is we're gonna get this in a bowl and we're gonna give it a mix, and it's done. It's so easy. It's super, super delicious. Like I say, a beautiful dipping sauce. You get some kind of tempura or some kind of, you know, fried chicken or something. Dip that in there. It is absolutely wonderful. Very simple. Hope you enjoyed that. Hello, how you doing? Look, we're going to cook this today. This is a fresh tuna. It's very, very, very simple way of cooking it. I love this one. Delicious stuff. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. So I've got my fresh tuna in the bowl. You've seen that it's been cut into small pieces. We're going to add some salt and some black pepper. Very few ingredients at this stage. I'm going to add this red chili, thinly sliced. And then we're going to be adding some sesame oil. A couple of tablespoons. We're going to give that a mix and then we can go straight to the cooker. So I've got that pan on there, a dry pan. I've just put it on high heat. Want to get that nice and hot. So we're going to drop the salmon in. Now some people would just put this in for like 5 seconds, some maybe 4 minutes. It depends how you like it. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle, maybe just like 2 minutes for me. And we're just going to just fry it around on this high heat. Very, very simple. Okay, off goes the heat for me. I'm happy just there, so you can see that just the outer part of the fish has really been cooked. That's going to come out and we're going to just pop that into a mixing bowl. And then here I've got like a 1/4 cup, small amount of green onion thinly sliced, and about a tablespoon of a light soy. Give that a mix and that tuna is done and ready. Served with a little bit of sesame seed on the top. Job done. Really delicious. You can eat that with rice. You can stick that on the table as a side. Just super, super delicious. Easy, fresh tuna. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Thanks a lot for getting to the end of the video. If you'd like to give me a thumbs up, that does help us out quite a lot with the algorithm and such like. Subscribe if you like. You'll get notified about what we're doing. There's a thanks button if you want to donate. See you soon.